Morning to Simply Live. I'm Simply Lesa. This is our Sunday live stream. Hopefully, we have our nice little community of lovely people who comes out every Sunday morning to visit with us. Yes, I am a senior, solo, single woman who likes to adventure or have adventures, or I learned how to turn life's curveballs into adventures. Um, I have MS, or they say I have MS. I have a little dog named Miss Wendy Woo. Okay, her name is Wendy. Come here. Okay, here's Wendy. We've been having weather in Apache County, Arizona this week. Of course, I kept saying, I keep reminding people that a week after Passover, we run the risk of the last snowstorm. And we haven't had a lot of snow, but one night we had a lot of hail and things. So, but I live when I need to be at my property that I own. Thank you, God, for giving it to me. Okay, it wasn't a gift, it was work. But um, uh, when I need to be stationary for a while, I'm able to come to my property. During COVID year, I built a dry cabin. It is 12 feet by 12 feet square. Tiny. It's the size of some people's closets. It's not very big. It's not, it's bigger than some vans, but don't think I'm not rich. I'm low income. I live on an SSDI check of $1,100 per month as of January. Got a cost of living increase. I occasionally get a little bit of money from YouTube, and couple, two or three, maybe four times a year, I might get a $10 check from Amazon. Part of the reason that I don't make much money from this stuff and why you're not seeing a lot more videos and stuff is because I've got an SSDI income. And the year that I came in, the title that I came in under, I'm limited as to how much money I can make, or they take my money away from me. And so I'm not trying to lose my income in order to help people. And I would like to do more of this. And sure, I could treat it more like a business and make money. But the way that I have to do that at my age, and with the fact that I've been on disability so many years, is that I need to wait until I'm 67, which is another year and a half, I believe. That would be right, year and a half. And then I will be old age and I can make more money. So let's get that stuff out of the way. What I like to do when we, Miss Wendy, what's going on this morning? You do want to play? You biting at me? So what we prefer to do here, I do have super chats and super thanks, and I appreciate it when people donate and help me that way. But it takes months for me to get that money. There are other ways if somebody wants to help me. That being said, I do everything that I can do on my income without help from other people. I try not to ask for help unless something really truly is beyond my reach. And then I try to be very transparent and honest and authentic. And so when you see me, you see me. This is what you see is what you get. If you would please bring your questions and your conversation ideas, because I feel like today that I have come without many ideas about what I want to talk about. So, in fact, I've had the thoughts recently that maybe I should take a little hiatus and just not be on for a little while. I'm not sure that's good for everybody. So I have not made that decision. I would like to kind of regroup better, but I'm working on that during the week anyway. It just is sometimes is challenging. Miss Wendy, what do you want? If you would please, thank you, Sonia. If you would please put three uppercase Q's in front of your question so that I'm using a phone, I use an Android phone, and so that I can see your question or your conversation topic quickly so I know which um, uh, chat thing to focus on from a distance. And that helps me. And then you'll see me do this and come in close. Right, Miss Wendy? We could come in close. We could see who's here and we could say hi. So let's come say hi to everybody. And then I'll get that question I saw. I think there's a couple of questions. Beth, good morning. And Catherine, look, Miss Catherine's on. You don't even know about that. Hi, Sonia. B, is it? I think it's a B. Welcome. Oh, do I need to tell you? I just looked up at this picture and I can see my face. I do technically have an autoimmune disease and technically I have MS. Something is different with my eye this morning and it's a little saggy above my eye and it's a little saggy below my eye. I'm feeling pretty well, although I do have some concerns, but I'm capable of taking care of those concerns and I'll have therapy soon. I have therapy about once a week right now, so soon I'll have that coming up. Let's see. So there's a bunch of, let's see, Beth saying good morning to everybody. Miss Iris, hi, good morning. And Donna, hi, welcome. Catherine, Kenneth, welcome. Okay, I see my first QQQ. Is that Hedgehog? Good morning. Hedgehog, if you're going to be a troll, I will have my moderators block you. So please be decent or go away. Oh, Catherine, thank you. Catherine, when we visit next time, I hope that she can actually come out and play a little bit more because she needs the play-in. Slayer, if you're going to be a troll, I'll have my people block you as well. I see you. Don't be a butthead. All right. Sonia, could you add a gear list to your Amazon page unless it hurts your well-being? I can add a gear list, but Miss Sonia, do you want it in my Amazon store or in my personal wish list? My personal wish list is where you can buy me a gift and you send it to me. But my Amazon store is where you can go in and if you click on something or you just go look at the list, then when you shop for 24 hours after you do that, when you shop, I get a few cents, a few pennies for everything you buy. And it's at no cost to you, but it's the way that works. So if I could get clarification, which gear list would you like? Because I am willing to add some things out there. I've been thinking about it, but I've been seeing things and going, that's a cool thing, but I don't know if it works. And if I haven't tested it, I don't want to put it out there for y'all. Oh, thank you, Hedgehog. I just realized you were saying cute dog. She is. She's been a good dog. And so if I jumped, it's because we've had a lot of trolls recently and I'm not trying to have trolling. Okay. So good morning and good morning, everybody. You're decent. Pooch is cute. No offense. Thank you. And I'm sorry. I read it fast. You got to please take the perspective I'm in over here on the other side of the camera. Lost 3 Windows. Oh, Kenneth, with the tornadoes. Oh, yeah. I haven't talked to my son, but I don't think Little Rock got much. I haven't really been paying attention. I've been having things right here. Um, we've had a train derailment within, say, 35 miles of me. And so I-40's closed up quite a section between Chambers and New Mexico. Um, and we've had another winter storm, so quite a little bit of rain and hail and stuff like that. And so I've been kind of focused on other things. Do I need to welcome everybody? Um, so let's see. What else we got going on? And that's why Miss Wendy has her t-shirt on. It's chilly outside. It's still in the 40s. I don't think it's 48 yet outside. 43, 45 right now outside. Inside, it's nice. I mean, I had a fire going this morning. Do you want to get down? Mama has to talk to people on the phone. So either you got to be up here where they can see you, or you got to go down. You want to get down in the sunshine? You want to go outdoors? I could let you. If you want to go out, I'll let you out. Anyway, so Wendy went out. She was chasing the free range cattle away from the area. Um, you want to get down? Okay. All right. So let's see what else is going on. I've struggled some off and on with my thoughts, but that's because I'm I've been a little alone, and we went and got my Chevy Tracker, the white one, and it is down at Stan's shop in St. John's. And Wendy wants out. Hang on a second. You can go out. Yeah, here, go ahead. And we have not come up with a game plan yet for the repairs on the engine of the tracker, the white tracker. But it's here, it's closer to home. That makes me feel better. Thank you, Kenneth. Oh, thank you very much. Hi, Rick. So the tracker situation for now, it's at the auto shop down in town at Stan's Auto. Stan being a master tracker, Metro, Suzuki mechanic guy, in love with them. He loves them. He's actually thinking about when he retires that he might like to have to develop a Suzuki shop where he can have parts and only work on the ones he wants to. Because of course, retirement is a thing. So it's a good idea for a mechanic's especially somebody who doesn't want to really stop working, but it sounds like a good retirement job thing to do, hobby, whatever. He was able, when I was down in town last week, he was able to show me his starter thoughts about the project. And the starter thoughts are that he happens to have another 1.6 liter 16 valve. That's why I had so much trouble finding an engine. It's a 16 valve engine, not an 8 valve. There's tons of 8 valve engines around, and there's a lot of newer, like Vitaras and trackers that are from like the 2000s years. And those had a 2.0 engine in them. So anyways, so my 16 valve engine, he happens to have one. They bought a parts car. And I'm saying he and another friend, Corey, who also likes Suzuki's, they went together on buying a parts car. And so they own it half and half. Corey needs the transmission. And so it's possible that that engine might be the one that goes in my white tracker. Yes, I have my original engine as well as that $1,500 engine that needed rebuilt. All of that's inside the tracker at this moment. So we won't know, but I know that there'll be a whole swap of parts, and but it's just the starter thoughts about what we're going to do. And so those starter thoughts are that we will work on having they'll work on testing that engine so that we can get a decent engine into the tracker. The other thing that happened when I was down and I was able to go take a walk around on my own and look again and whatever, the solar panel on the hood, that Cascadia 4x4 system that I bought, it was, I don't remember, $700 and then $300 installation fee or something of that nature. Is G here? Hi, G. Yo. I didn't see you come in. I just saw somebody say hi to you. So hi, welcome. Thanks for coming. So the solar panel is damaged. And I do believe that the damage, it's a little spot that has started delaminating. And I think it's the weather. I paid like I said, about $700 for that panel, and then the panel kit, and then the installation was about $300. So you put that together, that's $1,000 in my life. That's a whole month. That hurts a little bit. Anyways, I looked it up. It's under warranty. I have not sent them the pictures yet, but that's my job for this afternoon, tomorrow morning, maybe, is to get that sent off to see if there's a way we can work on the fact that it's under warranty. So what else is going on? The refrigerator freezer, which is right beside me, I'm being reminded, again, it's having a moment of I can't keep it plugged in. And what happens is I have a cord coming from a solar panel up on the roof. I've showed you guys that before. And so that cable comes inside and plugs into my battery packs, comes in through a window. And the cable's fine. Lately, the rock pals, not the old Bowdens. And you know the old Bowdens, Bob Wells gave it to me 4 or 5 years ago. I'm not sure, but I'm thinking it was right around the time that Ozzy passed. I don't even remember. I did a video for him on his channel. I did a review for his channel on that one. And he kept saying, I must have been the only one that got a good one of those. Well, okay. But that thing's still running. I plug that solar panel connector into that one, charges right up, no problem at all. I can leave it on overnight. When the sun hits the thing, it'll charge the battery pack until it's full and it'll just stop charging it. I plug it in the Rock Pals one, and lately, I don't remember it doing this before, but lately, it screams in the morning. When the sun starts hitting the solar panel, it goes, and it's not an alarm. And there is a fan that comes on and stuff. Anyway, something's not right. But because it does that, then it shuts itself off. Then the refrigerator or freezer, whatever, I usually use it as a freezer. But then it, of course, shuts itself off. So that's a real annoyance. I have... Jeremy had brought me a bunch of stuff so that we can put a different solar system here at the cabin, but I need batteries for that setup. And so that we're not ready for that yet. We have other things that have to be done here first. And so I was able to, I posted on a local site for a little bit of help because the neighbors' trucks are down for getting a water delivery. And I had some really good interaction with some people in the local area, including another water delivery service who would have helped in the pinch. They would not have wanted to, like they said, it doesn't pay them to bring somebody 50 gallons of water. They can't make money on it bringing it from a long distance. So and I knew that, but they were just being neighborly, and I realized I knew the guy. So uh, like I told him, I didn't think he could get his truck up in here anymore because of all the new neighbor stuff that has happened to the road coming to me. Because it used to be a breeze. You could get up in here, maybe not a school bus because or a long vehicle because of the twists and turns in part of the road. But for for a long time, I didn't have much trouble with people getting in here. Well, now with newer neighbors, and especially with the neighbor who decided that they didn't want me to have a driveway. Any so the road coming to my driveway used to cross the corner of somebody else's property. It was that way before I came. There was a little change made at one point because of the mud. We just kind of moved over a couple of feet, drove in a different place. That was on this person's corner of their property. I came home one day and surprise, surprise, too, no trespassing signs in the road accessing my property, and I couldn't get home. So that's a whole thing. And that created a thing because not only did I have that problem, but I also had the problem of not being able to get some services because my, like for example, visible phone. For years I've been trying to get a visible phone because I thought I was going to lose my free phone. I'm still going to lose part of the services of the free phone, but they just told me that I'm getting an extra month. So for another month, I'm okay. But that's a stressor that just for the last 3 months, it's been every month. It's going to end on the 31st. And then like the week before, you find out that, oh, we're going to give you another month. And it's like, okay, roller coasters. This is, it's a lot of stress. And, autoimmune diseases and stress don't get along. I'm seeing that weirdness in my eye today again. Anyway, so because of what happened with the road, then I got a hold of the county and I said, look, I'm having trouble. I need my road and my address to be on Google Maps. And I figured out how to do it, but you guys got to have it like official on the GIS system that's national. And so I need you to do that for me. So while I was dealing with that, where am I going to drive? And I can't afford to cut the trees, and I can't afford to sue the guy for the fact that he was supposed to provide me a road in the easement that was the same quality as what I had prior. And he was like, no, you're too poor to sue me, so it's your problem, not mine. Well, thanks a lot, you butthead neighbor. Yeah. Anyway, and yes, I just talked about it. And yes, I'm not going to be quiet when somebody's that kind of a butthead. Might not use names, but you might want to learn from that, people, because I don't often get angry with people enough to where I cut them out of my life. I won't even speak to that person at this stage of the game because they cost me about $3,000. And that's 3 months of my life. And that's like, I can't afford to keep doing those things. So, but through the process, I managed to straighten out some things. And then when I was, so I didn't think the one truck could get in here, but I was able to, with references from some neighbors, I was able to meet another young guy who's out here, and he had a landscaping business excuse me, before, I believe, and he really wants to help me with some of the tree cutting things I've got that need to go on, and he wants to learn about how to pull a stump out of the ground, stuff for these trees. Not that he doesn't know how, it's these particular trees. And so I was like, I have some things I can barter with, and let's let me let you go away and think about what we talked about, and in a few days let's talk again, and then let's start making a plan, and let's decide how we're going to do some things. But he was able to bring me 35 gallons of water, so my small black rain barrel, for all intents and purposes, is full. And so that's a big relief, because at this time of the year, I'm starting seeds, so that I can plant okay, so the chicken house is back to be in the garden again. And so I'll plant that. I don't know that I can eat the food. Somebody can. My asparagus is doing great. I ate one piece last week. I have a lot of asparagus. That's a good crop, people. If you have a place, just put it in. And I bought like dead asparagus things from Walmart for 50 cents a bag. Okay. I mean, seriously, everybody passed them over because they didn't look like they were alive at all. And I stuck them in the ground and they came up. And this is 3 years now, and I've probably got 9 stalks up there. And the first couple of years, they're long and skinny, and they're not like edible exactly, but it's wonderful. Um, so I have enough water to, wash dishes and do a few things. And yes, when I run to town for anything, I fill up between 5 and 8 gallons. Is that right? 3, 4, 5 gallons most of the time of drinking water. So, I'm maneuvering that. Now, let's see. Kenneth said, I know you appreciate seasons. Yes. How do I look forward to spring into summer? Well, spring into summer, May, June, early July, before monsoons can start in June, July, the end of June, the beginning of July. But that May, June is really nice. And again, in the fall, that September can be windy, hard, super hard to cook on a campfire here at my location in September. So, and just like March and April, it's really hard to cook on a campfire. Now, that doesn't mean it's impossible to cook on something else, but, having the wood stove inside helps. But like the last few days, I just make a small fire in the morning. So if the kettle gets hot enough for coffee water, that's because I don't need it that hot right now. So that's another reason why I want to turn the back patio into a screened-in kitchen. And I want to put another wood stove. I'd love it if I could find an old Franklin fireplace, which is a wood stove as well, but it opens up like a fireplace, because I can cook on a hearth as well. But anything like that I could put a fire in for those in between times, or when the wind is really hard. And what an enjoyable place to be able to sit outside when there's a little bit of a breeze and just have enough fire going to stay warm. That's what I'm looking to do out there. I don't think that I want only, because I thought about only doing a Dutch oven table, because I used to have one. And actually, I used to have one in my van. And the way that I carried it, I used it every day in the van for my kitchen. But when I stopped, if I wanted to use it as a Dutch oven table, I could remove it, put the legs on, and have it outside and cook outside on it. I thought about doing that as the countertop here, so I can use my little alcohol stoves and whatever else. But then I was reminded by the weather. I catching a glimpse of Wendy and barking at something. I'm trying to watch her a little bit. No, she's trying to play with something. She needs to play with. She really loves kids and people, and I don't know if it's too alone with only me out here. I don't know the answer, but whatever. So um yeah, so I don't know if the Dutch oven table is enough, because when it's windy and cold, like it's sunshiny today, but I go out there and I need this shirt, actually, this is not quite enough when I went outside earlier. Now, in another hour, it might be enough, right? But because of that, when the wind is a cold wind, a wind anyway, so I need something more so that it can heat that little space out there. So I hope that's helpful. I hope that's not too much detail. But yes, the water, I'm so grateful. And I did pay him. I mean, I was like, so how much do you want? He said $20. And I was like, well, $20 for 35 gallons of water. Under a normal circumstance, I would say that's not the best deal. But I didn't care. And I was like, I don't know how much is in my wallet. Let's count. And so I had 20, he got 20. I was like, I'll at least make sure you got gas money, but he made out. It was fine. So, and I do believe that I'm going to be able to do a partial barter deal with him to help me with driveway, road work, stuff of that nature, landscaping, tree trimming, kind of firewood stuff, because I don't know what else to call it. And he's interested in some of the items I have here on the property. And so I might be able to do barter plus gas money for him, or possibly barter plus gas money plus can you help me with the chain for the chainsaw, something of that nature. But so we'll work it out. All right. I've been using gallon jugs with handles I bought in Arkansas, but they're getting pretty worn. What do I suggest for water storage that's lightweight or allows for a USB pump? Oh, this is Iris. First, I was thinking it was Mary, and I was like, Mary, is this for your property? Oops, it's Iris. Miss Iris. Okay, so you've seen that tan jerry can that I have. It's 3 gallons, basically 3 gallons. It says 10 liters on it. But if you push the button on an RO machine, it's 3 gallons, basically. It might overflow at the end. Anyway, you can get the USB water pump in it, but attaching one to it is not as easy as it used to be. I did see where somebody has made an adapter for the regular spout that then you can put one of those USB things on. I have not found the adapter for sale yet where I was confident to know what it was. I think, well, how many gallons are you wanting to have? You've been using gallon jugs with handles. See, it depends where it's going to sit in your car as well. You've got that issue too, is where do you need to place it in you're in a minivan, right? Where do you need to physically place it in your minivan? What's that size of that space? Can we figure out a jug that has a wide mouth on it or has a regular threaded something? that you could be able to attach one to. That's what I'd be looking at. Yes, like Mary's saying, Beth is saying, those 7-gallon blue cubes, they do work and they do have the USB pumps fit on them. Um, well, I'm seeing this, Beth, they have their own spigot. They do. And I can't lift them when they're full at all. But if you're in a location where you have the hose to your car, which we do not have in St. John's, the guys here, even when I told them about it, they were like, what a great idea. But they didn't put the hose on. So you have to lift the jug, take it in the thing, and then you got to lift it again and put it back. I can't lift that much. So, but the square ones, if you use the small jugs to fill it, the hole for the spigot is the right size for an adapter to put the USB pumps on. So I would use, if you have space for one of those blue Reliance cubes, not the collapsible ones, but the blue cubes, like you could get from like a lot of places like Walmart and Sportsman's Warehouse and places like that. I would think that would be a good system if you can find the location to leave it and then fill it from other jugs. So it's easier to maneuver the fill in it and just get your spigot put on that. I have seen people take a jug, and if there's a flat spot on the jug, they'll drill a hole into it to make and use plumbing parts to use the to make the USB pump fitted. But is that helpful? I hope that's helpful. Now, of course, if you've got extra money, but I don't think most of us out here have it like that, the Dometic jug is a nice water jug, and you can get your hand in it to clean it. It's a nice jug, but they want $100 for that, and it's 3 gallons. It's got a nice handle, and the USB water pump goes right on it, and it's beautiful, and it's practical. But it's Dometic, and they make things for people who kind of have more money than we usually do. Yeah, I have trouble with too many gallons of water are just too heavy some days. Good. Okay. More questions, more subjects. Were you guys, I didn't watch the video from, was it last week when I was supposed to be doing the cooking thing and the signal was so bad? Did you guys get enough information on that, or do you need more talk about that? I'm annoyed with some of this stuff. Absolutely. I'm with my ability because of my low income and my equipment and my service. I'm annoyed with being able to, do some of these things. Yes, Beth, that's what I was saying. Yep, said it somewhere, know where it's going to be. So here on site, I've got a project I've got to work on here, which is this week, I need to go look at the end of how do I explain this? So where my shed is and my outdoor shower I was working on building when we had good weather. To the north of that, so one piece is here and one piece is here. Then there's a little bit of ground, and I had put a railroad tie and a couple of steps down because it's lower right there. I need to clean that all out, redo that area. It's been working for, I don't know, 6 years or something. I need to clean it out, fix it up, shore it up, and then I'm going to move the IBC tote just barely up on the top of that where it steps up. And then I need to get the walls on that part that was going to be the shower. I'm probably going to change my idea about that, but not a lot. It's still bathroom stuff. So I'm going to put the water tote up there. That's what I got to get moved probably this week. I probably got a week and a half, 2 weeks to do that. And then another neighbor has offered to just bring me and fill the water tote. But I've decided to move it over there. It'll neaten everything up so it'll look neater. And I won't have to touch it again for a lot of years, which is what I'm looking for, is to not have to keep doing this stuff over and over and over and changing it. So, and then the guy, so the new possible handyman guy's name is Alex. And so if Alex decides to do more, he said he might help me figure out how. I found that I actually have enough gutter and metal stuff here to make enough gutter off the shed to be rain catchment into something. So, but the first step is I got to move the IBC tote. Then, well, I got to clean it. I got to redo that edge just because I want it. I want it moved out a little bit because I decided to trim a tree right close. And I haven't decided if I'm taking that tree out. I don't think I am. I think I want to leave this one piece that's pretty good. And I think I just want to trim the rest of it back and just work with that one piece. And, but anyway, so I need to, I need to make that a little neater, just straighten it up a little bit, make sure the steps are the way I want them, and then get that IBC tote up there. Then a neighbor could come fill it. And then I have a lot of water here. And I got to clean the tote because the tote's got a little gunk at the bottom. And then I got a new spigot that I bought for that. So I paid, that's right here. I got it off of Amazon. I don't know how many of you do IBC totes and stuff like that, because a lot of you guys are still on the road. Not that I wouldn't be, because I like my warm weather a whole lot better. So I ordered off of Amazon. I think it cost me $26. And it came with adapters. So if you have one kind of threads or a different kind of threads or whatever, but these all go together. So it's either this one goes on the tank or this one goes on the tank. And then, it goes together like this. And it even came with plumbing tape. Whoop. And isn't this nice? Because my other one cracked, was plastic and cracked. This part's plastic, which is pretty normal, and the tank's plastic. But I like my brass fittings. And so this screws in here. Let's get it on enough so it won't fall off on me while I tell you about it. See? And then it's a ball cock style, so it has this nice handle, which I don't know if anyways, I can do, it goes that way. Okay. Real easy going that way, right? But so it's threaded for a garden hose either here or here. So you can have two different things. You can fill a bucket or, whatever, or you can have it hooked up to a water hose that goes underground over to the kitchen sink. And then you still have another thing to, fill a bucket or whatever. So that's what I got because I like the brass ones. And it was about $26. And if you have to use IBC totes in your lifetime, check because things are available. So, and that was an Amazon thing too. So I have this to put on the IBC tote. But right now, I can't get the other one off. So when I did have the first conversation and meeting with Alex, he said he thinks he has a pipe wrench that can, he thinks he can get that off for me. And so we can do this. And I would like to get another IBC tote and have two out here, but I'm not in a hurry. That can happen later. I don't need that. Okay, so what do we got going on? That's what I need to work on next. A Primo 3-gallon can be exchanged for a clean full jug. Walmart has a 6-gallon rectangular, but unable to clean inside. That spout came with it too. Yes. Yeah. This $26. Yeah. Yes, Mary. The box. The whole box. all that stuff's in it for $26. Oh, and Alex is trying to message me. That's the sound you just heard. So the Primo jugs, Iris, the Primo jugs, you know, Walmart has the 3 or 3.5 gallon kind of square round ones. The top is a different size than the big 5-gallon ones. But I agree that those Primo jugs are a little easier to maneuver because they're more common. And most all of those Primo jugs, the USB water pumps fit on them anyways. So can I post a link? Yes, I can post a link. I can actually, I'll try to do a short unboxing short because I don't have it on anything yet. And I'll put the link on there or something, or I'll put it on the group in Facebook or something. Yeah. Yeah. I hunted because there's lots of stuff and there's the big plastic ones with the plastic, you know, on off lever handle, whatever you call that thing. And what was on the tank when I got it was only the big thing. So it's like the whole tank's open and all the water's coming at you, but it didn't have a hose thing on it. And so then I went downtown and I bought stuff for making a hose go on it. And I thought the guy put all threaded stuff together and sold it to me for $20. And I got home, put it on, used it for a couple of weeks and went to turn the water on. The thing blew off. And it wasn't threaded. He had just stuffed it together. So sometimes, live and learn, right? I should have looked. It was kind of my fault, but whatever. Yeah, good deal. So yeah, I'll put that out for you, Mary. No problem. And remind me if I'm not doing it fast enough, Mary, so that you can have that info. And I got to send it back, but I tried to buy wicks for my little Lotus alcohol stove that I was using last year. It's in one of the interviews I did showing my rig, but I still can't find the right wick for that. So I have to send that back. That was $16. Oh, and the road trip that we did to go get the tracker, every time we paid for gas, of course, they'd put a hold on my card, right? And so over a while, there's a hold on my debit card because I don't use credit cards. And I have a Cash App card. And so there was a hold on this one, then there's a hold on this one. And then Cash App sends me a thing and says, if you're buying gas with your card, here's how to not have a hold on your card. And I thought, oh, finally. Because, it would be 3 or 4 hours later and the hold would come off after the register, processed the payment for the gas. Well, it was diesel on the trip. Anyway, so I thought it was funny that the last time we put diesel in the truck, I said something to Stan about, I got 200 left on the card, so I'm going to go in and pay for it so they won't put a hold on the card. And he said, okay. And I went back out, I'm walking the dog and whatever. I go back out. He goes, yeah, it didn't take the whole 200. And I looked, and it looked like it was around $150. And I thought, oh, that's good. Well, they kept the $200 thing on hold on the card. They just let it off yesterday. That's 2 weeks that they kept that money. And I was like, well, I guess they got more money than they should have, but whatever, right? So yesterday I find out I actually have like $50. I could have gone to the grocery store one more time. Yeah. Oh, okay, G. Thanks for being here. Thanks for telling us. Thanks for visiting. Yeah, the derailment of the train didn't really affect me any. I just know it's close by. You have a good time. Be careful with that unpacking the trailer. You got a lot, and you haven't been feeling well. We'll pray for you. I'll tell everybody because it's what I do. So yeah, G's had some new health issues. I do believe that he finally got accepted for disability. He used to work for Tesla, and he's a master electrician. And but when he goes, like, if you want to ask him electrician questions about RVs and things like solar panels, you got to be prepared. He also has this like professor way about him. So he always wants to teach as he's doing something. So it's like more information than I needed to know today for, can I put this thing on here? But at the same time, I love him. He's a good guy. He means well. But he got hurt on the job. He hurt his shoulder. And it's bad. He has a scar on one part of his arm. And so he finally got that case through. And then he wasn't feeling well. And he's been down in court site 2 years in a row now. And both times, nobody except for when I was down would take him to the grocery store. Nobody even checked on him. They'd visit with him outside, but nobody ever said, do you need to go anywhere? Do you need to run in town? You don't have a towed car, kind of stuff like that. Nobody ever even talked to him, basically. A couple of visits with some other people, but not a lot. So we became friends because I had the tracker, and I was like, well, man, if you need to go to the store, just tell me. Well, and after a few days, then he was like, my phone's not working. Okay, so how often in the week do you need me to check on you? So that's how we became friends. Anyway, and then when he got back to Reno, so he's from the Reno area, in Nevada, when he got back to Reno, he went to the doctors, and I don't remember all the diagnosis, but he's got gout, probably diabetes or pre-diabetes or something, high blood pressure, and they put him on all kinds of medications. Now, y'all know I don't carry myself that way, but he was able to camp out with his RV at the hospital when he had scheduled appointments, and he's been trying to. He bought the RV starting a nomad life, thinking that if he did this and he could repair the RV within a couple of years, that then he could probably sell it, make a little money. And he always wanted to be in the trailer with a truck. But in his first year, he hadn't even been out 2 or 3 months, and somebody stole his utility trailer with all the stuff in it. He got it back with nothing in it. And he'd had motorcycles and diesel heaters and all the stuff to repair the RV, and he lost it all. So he's had a real hard start, but and now he's got health issues. So for him to be going off, let's put him on your prayer list if you do that, right? But if you think about him off and on, just pray about it and let God take care of. God knows what he needs, right? But he has been campground hosting somewhere in Oregon, And he seems to like that. He has the interaction with other people, and he's not getting paid much, or it might be free. I don't know. But, anyways, that's that. Okay, let's see. What is this? Uh, Record the conversation and take notes from it later. There you go. Yeah, because I glaze over and go, okay, yeah. As I get older, the simpler the better. Me too. And yeah, I have a thing for that's probably a good way of putting it, Kenneth, because I kind of do have a thing for the underdog. I always did. Um, and I was thinking about it the other day. My dad was kind of an underdog. His father was trying to kill him when he ran away from home when he was 8. So um, that's that's pretty underdog. Never finished school, but school wasn't as important in rural Maine and rural New England during those years. He would have been he was born in the 30s, so it would have been the 40s and 50s. So yeah, life was different. So yeah. So, anyways, thank you, Iris. Yeah, so if you think about him during the week, but yeah, let's see what else is going on. Did I tell you guys that Jeremy went through his father passing away in like September, and he was getting ready to move his aunt Bobby from California out here. His sister lives in town, and they were going to put an RV on her property for the aunt to live on, so she'd be closer to town. And Jeremy and his mother and other people live on their 40 acres, about 6 or 7 miles outside of town, on a not off-grid property. They have a power pole, so they have electricity there, and they put in septic tanks and stuff. Anyway, his aunt Bobby passed away. That was a couple weeks ago. So they were like in the middle of spending money. They probably spent $10,000 on the RV, or $8,000 on the RV for her to live in, and they were just getting ready to move it and everything, and she passed away. So they've been going through that. I don't know what else right now. I called Babs this week and talked to her in between. I've talked to Catherine. I went to see Catherine because I had a lot of videos from Skipper Doodle's house. And Catherine's husband wanted to buy those. And so I sold him the whole batch for a good amount of money, so I didn't have to deal with it. And thank you guys, Catherine, because that really has helped me get through the last few days. Because, taking that big trip to Nevada, originally we had said that I needed to have $1,000 to make the trip. I only had 700. And honestly, I only had 600 on me to spend. 150 was in the drawer at the shop. We spent my whole 650. Well, now I got $50 back. But that's the end of it. The trip's over with. And we didn't, Stan, who drove, he paid for 2 meals. He paid for one in a little diner. I ate a hamburger patty and an English muffin. That's odd, but it's what I did. And the coffee was really good. And then one time at a gas station, he picked up the beef jerky I threw on the counter. Because I was like, no, I'm supposed to be buying yours. And he's like, nope, this time it's on me. I was like, okay, well, and we got home. So I never technically, but I'm not going to worry about it. I never technically spent that other 150, 125 that was in the drawer at the shop, but I'm not going to worry about it. It's just going to go toward whatever. Because if Stan, I don't even care. we did the trip. That money's spent. So we did that. Wendy was such a good traveler. Oh, thank you. Catherine, I forgot. So Ken's grocery outlet in Quartzsite. Some of y'all know about the grocery outlet. Ken's. Um, he's been not well. And I guess he fell again. And Catherine knows the story better than I do, but they have gotten him an RV and they're going to, right, that money that's water under the bridge. Exactly. That's my point. Yeah. So Ken's Grocery, they've gotten him an RV. They're going to set him up on his sister's property. He needs people to help take care of him. That's what's going on with Ken from Groceries Outlet. He's not well. Thank you. Is it Sarim? We didn't need it that many times, but thank you. And I don't remember my Hindi. I had started learning Hindi once, but I don't remember. Anyway, so yeah, Ken's end of life stuff is beginning, and he will be near his sister. So pray for him. He's been really good to us over the years. He's been super good to me over the years. What a nice guy. And then the other Ken from K&B Tools, of course, he got married last year, but he's a nice guy too, and he loves his old cars. He's really cool. Let's see. I don't know what else to talk about right now. My Rock Pals is, I'm hearing it, is charging really well right now. Um, and it looks like it's getting up near 65-70%, which will be nice. I might be able to use it. I can't depend on it completely right now for the fridge, but that's okay. Sometime this summer we'll try to get that set up. I am not Pakistani. No. 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 Um, I had one of the guys from littletrucks.com ask me how come I haven't been writing articles for him. He was going to pay me 15, was it $15 for every 500-word article I would write. And I understood, but with all the stuff happening with the tracker, I couldn't pull my thoughts together to write anything. I was thinking about that again last night and how maybe I should start now that it's back. Maybe I should start thinking about videos and things of that nature. I don't know. Thank you, Catherine. I thought that, but I didn't want to speak incorrectly. So thank you for putting that up. So Ken from the grocery outlets had a stroke and is blind now, and there is a GoFundMe for him. Okay. But they're gonna place him closer to his sister. So that's good. He'll have family. Yeah, I don't mind Pakistanians being here if they want to. Uh, hey, geez, back in the day, I dated one. So, so um, I'm not like that, but whatever. What can I say? Whatever. But I'm not trying to date somebody off of the internet. That's not. If that's what they're all about, they can keep right on going. I need real people around me. Anyway, so yeah, it's been, we I wondered about the weather, but the rain and stuff hasn't been too bad this storm. They got hit pretty hard up at Big Lake up in the White Mountains. They had like, was it 2 feet of snow 2 days ago or whatever it was? The day that Al Christensen put his pictures out with all the snow in Flagstaff, because Flagstaff got hit and Belmont got hit pretty hard, but we didn't get we didn't get that much. Um, I did have hail, but and lightning storms, thunder and lightning, and enough so Wendy's young enough. I had to teach her what was going on and that she's safe, and that generally that's why I built the cabin. I had to remember, sometimes I get like, why did I do this? This isn't what I wanted, and the money's gone. All the time and effort and the headache and we all can get like that. We know we can, right? But then the storm came and the thunder and lightning, and I was like, that's why I got a cabin. Thank you, God. I'm sorry I complained. I'm so sorry I complained, but thank you, because that's why the cabin's here. Because sometimes the storms are scary as crap, and the wind was really bad this last couple of days. Really bad. Right now it's beautiful out. Can I see? Yeah, it's only 58, so it's a little too cold for me to like have windows all the way open and stuff. But I'm glad to have the cabin when there's a lightning storm, that's for sure. So, and I think in closing this back patio, just to have the extra space when you gotta be here. See, and I'm trying to remember this too. I'm the one who chose and am making the decision that I need to be here for a year. That doesn't mean I can't go camping for a weekend or a couple of weeks or something, but I need to be here and get some more stuff done. Partly because I am so close to being debt free again. I've been debt free, tongue tied, 3 times in my life. It's a better place to be. But last year, with the tracker and everything, took everything I had and more. And I've been car problems and made that bad decision to put some stuff on the end. I tacked it on the end of the construction loan I took out to build this place. So it feels like it's not. This is all paid off, but it feels like that just never ended. And so if I will just sit tight, just through till next January, February, I'll be debt free again. And then within a few months, I can have a good size emergency fund. Just play it safe. Don't spend too much money. Just, just stay calm. Keep plugging through. That's the big thing. Yes, when I'm in the vehicle, I know the vehicle is very safe in the thunder and lightning storms too because of the rubber tires. I agree with you. Hi, Donna. I see that you're here. Thanks for coming out. Oh, yeah. I agree with you, Donna Kay. She's saying something about her place in Texas and a mobile home in Iowa. I think she said that it feels much more safe. I agree to be in the sticks and bricks in a bad storm. Yeah, I agree with you. Um, There's something else that ran across my mind. Having property is a responsibility. Sometimes it seems a burden, but it really is a blessing. Um, yes, Mary, I think that that's a good way to put it, because off and on, I feel that mix of feelings. I don't think they're emotions. I think it's feelings. But I feel that mix myself of it's such a freaking burden. I have to go back. I have to check on it. I have to, the responsibility factor. But without it, there's a piece of this this stability thing that I learned in the last couple of years. I don't have it without that. I might carry it on now that I've had it, but geez, totally. Okay, I have to be careful with the next thing I almost said. Let me let me think before I say that out loud online in front of everybody. But I owe money on the car stuff. I don't owe money on this. Okay. Yeah. Let me be careful with everything else because they need to be careful with that anyways. Yeah, don't touch any metal. You can imagine being in the thunder and lightning storms I was in last summer in Nevada in the tracker. And you're like, just in the tracker, it's a 98. It still has actual metal like the old Jeeps. And so it's not covered with plastic. And so it's like, the lightning's close. Don't touch the side of the car. I'm okay as long as I don't touch the side of the car. I remember doing that. That was kind of weird. Um, touch any metal, right, right. Very little metal and mostly plastic. My old ones are metal. It's part of what I like about them. Right. So here's another thing that happened. Okay, I have to accept this other responsibility for something I forgot about. How's this for how's this for a thing? Oh, good Lord. When I was driving to Nevada last when before the tracker broke down, and I was worried about the tracker because the coolant reservoir was empty every time I stopped. And it used to go empty in a week or two or something, but now it was like every time I stopped, I would check and there'd be no fluid in it. And I'd be like, it's going somewhere, but the carpet's not wet, so it's not the heater core. And I've never seen a head gasket go. So, but I don't think it's the head gasket because I checked the oil and the oil looks normal. And I'd be like, I don't know where it's going, but I'm scared. So I kept like hip hopping my way toward Oregon because I was supposed to be teaching a class. So here I am, right? Hey, you're a mechanic. Will you double check? I just checked this myself, but I just want to make sure I didn't like not see something. So I checked the fluid. I've got a gallon with me. I'll put more in, but I checked the dipstick. But will you check it too? Because you're, a mechanic. And so all the way along, I stopped at Flagstaff. I stopped in Vegas. I stopped wherever, and every time checking it and checking it and checking it. Well, I don't know at what point, but at some point, driving on the highway, going, God, what am I going to do if something happens to this car? What do I want for another car if something happens? Because I'm scared. And I remember now, just this week, it came to me. I remember having this whole conversation with God about, can I just have a decent vehicle? I'm just so tired of vehicles that are hard and the white one finally looks good, and I wanted something that looked good and that felt good, and the radio works, and it's not like everything doesn't work in it, and I was like, I don't know, God. But how did these other people, and I'd stop for the night and I'd look on Facebook and I'd see some nomad being given a bunch of money. Or I'd see some nomad, somebody just gave me a new rig, or I don't know what I saw, right? And then I'm at night just going, so God, I don't know. How does it happen? People die. Maybe if somebody dies, you could find me a decent vehicle, but I don't know what I'd want. I'm so freaking creative, okay? I'm so freaking creative. And I forget we all can be creative, okay? But I'm driving along and I remember even after I left Tonopah, maybe I've never really been around a four-door, tracker with, I've never been around one like that. Maybe that would be okay for the next vehicle. I don't know. But, maybe somewhere somebody's going to die or they already did and they need to get rid of the car. And I could be blessed that way and it wouldn't hurt so bad. Oh, good Lord. How come it just took till just this week, okay, for me to remember that I had that conversation? Probably was reminded, right? Because I was going through some stuff and just going, why is this so freaking hard for me? Why can't I just let it be okay that a guy had a heart attack in the car? Okay? Why can't I just let that be? Why can't I just let it go? And then I fell asleep. And when I woke up, I went, oh crap. I asked for this. I asked for this. I didn't specify that I wanted it to be pretty and not be hoopty. I didn't specify that I didn't want to have to put $2,500 into rebuilding the front end so that I could get home. I didn't ask for that. I didn't ask. I'm so creative and I wasn't very specific. Guys, be careful what you ask for. You might actually get it. And I hadn't thought through the comments, but I was sort of, as I was doing it, I was going, well, I wonder if maybe that's the direction to go. I don't know. But I think I tend to pray with that, I don't know, God, but whatever's best for the most. Because I don't know what's good and I don't know what other car can I have, right? Well, so now I have them both right at the moment. And Stan did already say to me, be uh, let what I want you to concentrate on while we're figuring out engines over the next little bit. He goes, I want you to start concentrating on get the blue one ready so that it can make money for us. Because, we do a lot to help and we need to be able to get you pulled back together. And you're going to need the money from that one. So that's a possibility that I may need to clean that one up and sell it eventually. Not yet. And somebody heard me mention that the other day and said, oh, well, I want it, but I'm only giving you $1,000. Oh, hell no. I already put 2,500 in the front end and there's still some more stuff to do. And I've got a friend, Ron, down in Prescott Valley, who's part of the Zooks of Arizona that I'm part of. And he's got parts like the tail light that's got a hole in it. He's got those things to pretty this one up. So no, it's going to be closer to 3,000 or something. No, this is not going to be just a cheapo because it can look better. I may have to rattle can paint it or something, but yeah, whatever. Let me catch up with you guys. Yeah, the conversations we have with God, exactly. I know. And then I totally forgot about it until the other night, right? And then, like I said, I probably was reminded. I just saw my hand, and because I can see me on my phone. Um, I I'm out of food here, and thought I didn't have any more money until this coming Friday. And so I ate rice yesterday, and I can see the bloat in my fingers. So, and it might be part of this. Um, it's not the best, but at least I don't get sick right away and start throwing up like with other things. I'm not allergic or something. So, but I saw that and I can't not comment. Okay. Yeah, good thing he doesn't tell us everything he hears right exactly. And I could have said other stuff and not even realized it, right? Got to be careful what you ask for. Good Lord. But puts a twist on him. I should look and see what that movie is. Patches was a blessing. Yes, it is a blessing. Yes, absolutely. And it's still running and it can handle the mud and the goop out here and the weather and everything. I'm so grateful to have it. I haven't had to think about it. That automatic four-wheel drive system that's in it is so simple to use. The white tracker, you have to get out and lock the hubs. But I realize I don't know why. I just have never seen this car like I want to sleep in it. So I don't try to camperize it at all. It just I don't understand because that's not my normal way of seeing cars. Anyway, but whatever, doesn't matter. Um, the gas mileage on it is super great and everything. But I just found out, okay, so when I went to Zuki Palooza last year, before the white tracker broke down, a couple other things I went to. I saw these newer, so that the blue one is 2001, 2002. Okay. So I've seen these newer ones that are anything 2000 and up. They call them second gens because they look different. And they have more amenities like there's cruise control and okay, the radio's bad in that one, but there's cruise control and there's power windows and stuff like that. So, okay, Donna, nice to see you. Take care. Bedazzled from 2000. I'll have to look it up. Anyway, so I've seen some of the two-door second gen ones, and I've been like, oh, I could do one of those. I don't think I could sleep in it because I don't think there's enough space. I don't think the seats fold right for that. But that's a nice little car. And the way this one drives, these are nice little cars. Gas mileage is kicker. Of course, this one's got a V6 in it, which I had kind of been told to be careful and don't get one with a V6, but whatever. This one's been working really great. Anyways, and it doesn't have a trailer hitch or anything. But when I went to Stan before we took the trip to go get the white one, so this is 2 weeks ago, I went to ask him a bunch of questions. We never got to be asking him questions. He just went, oh yeah, I know what's wrong with you. We need to go after that. What? And so it just flipped from me going to ask a bunch of questions. So I didn't find out until we came back that he's got a two-door second gen automatic in the backyard. And there's nothing wrong with it. Well, minor things, like it could use new tires and stuff. But it like runs and goes down the road. And I was like, why didn't you tell me? Maybe we wouldn't have gone after the white one. Well, so for some reason we went after the white one, whatever, anyways. But there's a two-door second gen one at the shop in the back. It needs the soft top on the back. They were so you could put the top down like a convertible top thing, right? Is bad on it. But those things you can buy those. Those are not a problem. And you can buy the fiberglass toppers for them. And yeah, they cost the fiberglass toppers cost like $1,500 or something, but the canvas doesn't cost that much. It doesn't matter. He's got a two-door one. I'd rather have the two-door one than the four-door one because the four-door one doesn't do me. I've just got I've got stuff in the back like that's unnecessary that I'm not using. It's not necessary for me to be. So I can imagine the quick thing I saw is that I can imagine the possibility of maybe working with Stan to find a way to get that two-door second gen, let the four-door blue one be sold for money so that I could have, I don't, it's weird for me to have two vehicles. This is a whole new minimalist for minimalist Lesa. This is a whole new little thing. But I could imagine having the two-door second gen for my everyday driver and the white one for other stuff or events or maybe I just fix it up and I don't know, but I could see them both because there's a little more comfort, a little more plushy, a little more new, easier highway driving kind of stuff in the second gen as opposed to the white one. Although my white one's pretty cool. So I'm throwing it up in the air. So yeah, be careful what we ask for, right? But I don't know. It doesn't really bother me about how the blue one came to me, but it just doesn't feel like my vehicle. And sometimes that's the way it is. So I don't know. That's okay. That's that little story. And I'm feeling a little tired. We're only at an hour and a half, and I feel tired. Well, I didn't have any coffee this morning. I'm trying it because ever since the road trip, I've been having bathroom issues, which has been kind of hard. And so I thought, well, let me not do coffee this morning and see if that helps. So, and I do miss the meat. I really do. I actually could probably go out this afternoon. I don't know if but I got to go out tomorrow. I need to be careful what I say. Don't tell the whole world. But yeah, I'm going to need to go out early this week anyway. So it feels like making the trip up there and then making a trip down there. If I could just wait till tomorrow and do the one trip instead of doing two would be wiser on the financial side of things. And I am trying to be careful with all the cash I've got. It's we have to think these things through. So sometimes y'all are, I'm thinking through when I talk to people. So, well, what else do you guys want to talk about? Because I could spend another half hour with you before before I go. I can see Wendy outside. She has that pink T-shirt on today, and she's just laying in the sun. And then every once in a while, she sees something and she chases it. But she's outdoors. She loves being outside. Um, yeah, I kind of think maybe backups are good. That's new for me. That's really new for me. But life is different too, right? So I've got a couple of things. I forgot to take these chicken feeder things over to. I need to take those over to Chris this week. She took the chickens, and I bought those round things that you put on a bucket so that the chicken can get his head in. and I need to give her those. Time for you to go. All right, you have a fabulous week, Mary. If you guys don't have another subject, I'm gonna go myself because I'm just like losing my energy. And oh, I hear that, Beth. Sometimes I've said I've got, you know, plan A, B, D, X, Y, Z. Yeah. Um, there's something about those X, Y, Z's. Sometimes they show up quicker than the other ones do. Um, but I do halfway want to just run up to Sanders and get some meat, get a steak. I think with the train derail, I bet we can get into Sanders to the grocery store. So, but if I would wait, it would be better. I don't know. I won't be better. If I eat rice one more time, I'll be more bloated. I probably should go just so I'm not eating rice. Oh, I hear that. Yeah. Yeah, I'm not trying to. I mean, seriously, I got a good plan here with the property. I don't need to lose it or get rid of it. It's not that kind of situation. I just need to be patient with my other processes and don't see this as, if I start seeing this as money, then I put it at risk for maybe I should sell it so I can be debt free or something when that's unnecessary. If I would be patient, I'm going to be debt free anyway. So I just need to be patient. Good protein's worth it. I know. And I wouldn't be as bloated if I would just run to the store and do that. But running to the store is a 60-mile round trip. And I've been watching gas money and everything. Of course, I do have that extra $50, but $50 doesn't go far when you got to put 20 in a gas tank. So it'd be better if I just wait. You're right about the protein, though. You're absolutely right. I just don't have any here. Um, I had to use the jerky up a couple of days ago. It's the way it is. I do have some, maybe I could play with that. I have some kosher gelatin. I could probably play with that and feel protein like, but whatever. All right, guys. Are you okay? That was a funny that was a funny end to your bark. Why don't you come? Hey, she must have rabbits cornered. I thought that that was a funny bark she had, but she started to come to the door, and when I opened it, she saw something and ran the other way. Yeah. See, for me, there's three Walmarts. The distance from me to any of those Walmarts is within 5 miles of each, right? So it doesn't matter. If I want to go to Gallup, it's an hour. If I want to go to Sholo, it's an hour. If I want to go to Taylor, Snowflake Taylor, it's an hour. So it doesn't matter. And then I'm saying an hour, right? Mileage wise, it's only 5 miles distant, different distances between any of those. But the weather and the condition of the dirt roads can make that a much longer trip. But that's the truth. It's but there is a grocery store up at I-40 and Sanders. That's about 30 miles. But I need to say, I'm going to not go today as much as I'd like to. I'm going to not go today. So there are places in this country, absolutely. And I grew up. It was an hour to go to the grocery store. It was no big deal. That was the way life was. So it doesn't bother me as bad. But boy, the new people coming out here, they're like, well, we can't even. How come where's the trash truck? You wanted a trash truck? You need to be closer to pavement because there is no trash truck. Yeah. And then they don't know how to use a burn barrel for trash. So there's that whole conversation that could be had. But like I burn my trash. Um, and I'm very careful with what I purchase anyway, so I don't have that much. But I don't want like coyotes coming after Wendy or something. So when I get meat wrappers, if I can't repackage it in the grocery store parking lot and leave the trash at the parking lot, then I bring it home and do the repackaging at home. And yes, styrofoam and plastic in the burn barrel, not in my fire pits, because the the landfill, the dump, is going to burn it anyways. So I get that we don't love that, so I do my best to try to not have to have plastics or styrofoams. But when I get them, they get mixed with the Amazon cardboard boxes that I don't compost. Some of my Amazon boxes are composted, but if I have too many, they go in the burn barrel, and then every once in a while I burn that off. But I try not to have much stuff that has to be. Usually, my trash that actually goes to a dumpster, like glass bottles or, well, come on, I'm eating meat now, so you guys don't see that from me. And I burn the bones once the dog's done with them. So the bones and all that bone meal that gets made by burning bones is in with my ash that gets added to the soil. So those are good things. It helps the soil. So quartzite, you never knew you were a Walmart kind of girl. There you go. Was is in Parker. That's right. Yep, that's true. Um, and when I'm in quartzite, I have such a good relationship with the butcher at Roadrunner that my meat supply and my getting those beef fat trimmings, oh, I don't even have to. I don't even have to think. He'll call me and check. Hey, are you coming in? Because I got a bag for you and it's getting full. And I'd be like, well, I didn't have the refrigerator with me the last time I was down there, so we had that issue. But and because it's hard to get a block of ice in quartzite, but you get outside of quartzite, you go to Parker, you can get a block of ice. Anyways. Oh yeah, and if you don't tie down your trash, you don't burn it off, you don't whatever. From where I'm at, the wind blows east. It'll be in New Mexico in a couple hours. So yeah, I try really in a month. I hardly have a shopping bag full of trash. I mean, seriously. Even when I'm out traveling, I very rarely have much trash. Um, I mean, the worst of my trash is I use paper towels instead of toilet paper, but there's a reason why I use that instead of. I've had IBS problems. What? You had a drink of water? And you ready to go back out? Or you want to come up? Come here. Why don't you say hi? Mama's trying to stop talking to the phone. I think we get it. Mama's getting tired today. There you go. Look at, show everybody how pretty your eyes are today. She didn't feel good either the last few days. But on the road trip, I'm buying beef jerky to eat. She's eating the same thing I did. She came home and she didn't feel good either. So all the spices I'm not used to. That's probably what did it, right? I know. What a good girl you are. What? I touched your foot. I touched your foot. It was Mama. I know. You've been out chasing rabbits. I saw you. I saw that rabbit running. You chasing rabbits. Okay. Yeah. We don't want to do that to people, but once in a while crap happens. We do our best, right? Oh, you is Mama dirty? You just giving me kisses. I could be dirty. I noticed I have a couple of these spots that aren't those old lady spots. Like I get old. Mama not young anymore. I'm not dead yet though. So that's my story and I'm sticking to it. So next week, um, I don't know if you guys have a topic, let me know. But next week, same bat time, same bat channel. Cause I'm fading. And I don't feel like having coffee. My stomach doesn't want it. Um, and y'all pray for each other. And have a good week. I don't know what to say. I'll try to remember and get this link over for Mary because Mary having her property in New Mexico now, she may have to have a tote herself, and it's a nice faucet. So, all right, y'all have a good one. Ciao. Bye bye, people on the phone.